Welcome to the brilliant show, Shannon Henderson, the mystery guest. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, Brandon. What's going on with you tonight, man?
Man, nothing. You know what I've been seeing all day today? Let me fix this real quick. But you know what I've been seeing all day today?
What have you
Like
been seeing today, man?
like how GCW killed Sabu, man. What's your thoughts on
Oh
Sabu
man.
passing and then GCW now being the blame for it?
Oh man. I really don't think GCW's to blame for it, man. I think he really went out the way he wanted to. I think one of them crazy matches, I think that was kind of maybe something that was kept Sabu hanging on for a second. You know what I mean, or something. And dang sure enough, he gave it one, and he passed away. Not what a week later.
Yeah, a week later, 6 days.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't blame Brett Lauderdale at all, man, over at GCW. I really don't. I think Sabu I think it was the way he wanted to do it.
Don't forget to like this video. Make sure, even though you got an ugly mug like Shannon Henderson's face on here, still like that video and support the
Yeah.
Brave Show. Shannon, man, I want to dive into something. I want to dive and start with, you growing up in the wrestling business. Your dad, the famous Alabama Doink. I mean, Bruce Pritchard, Tony Schiavone, and all of them have. Have you ever
Yeah.
heard their commentary and stuff on this? What's your
Yeah, man.
thoughts on that, man?
Oh man, I don't know. I think it was something more to it at all times, though. You know what I mean? With Bruce Pritchard for sure. Bruce Pritchard and my dad had words on numerous occasions. So I think where he shoots on him on them podcasts and stuff, and all that commentary stuff, I think it's just dang stems a lot more from some other areas maybe of heat too. You know what I mean? I really have never heard it. I don't know. I've never even like everyone's always told me about it, man, but I've never looked it up and never actually listened to what they said.
Oh, well, first off, Bruce Pritchard didn't believe there was an Alabama Doink. Uh,
Oh man.
And then Conrad Thompson kept saying, "Yes, there is. Yes, there is." So Bruce Pritchard was at Conrad's house, and he says, "Well, pull up this fucking Alabama Doink. I want to see him." And they pulled it up, and yeah, that was yeah, Bruce.
I heard it
Bruce
was pretty good, man. It's fat mother. That's what they were
he's
talking
like, "This
about.
ain't no damn Doink,
Yeah.
Alabama Doink. What the hell?" It was funny. What he
Yeah.
said, but it's Bruce Pritchard, so it's entertaining. But now, how did your dad get in? I mean, like, how did he get started in wrestling?
Man, to my knowledge, I believe he started training with um maybe Mountain Man, Richard Bailey. I think Mountain Man gave him his initial no, let's take it back to as far as before Mountain. That was who actually started him. He went to Al Savage originally. I don't know
Oh,
if
Al
you
Savage. We was talking about
yeah.
him last night, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Al Savage. He went to Al, didn't work out, so he ended up going to Mountain Man, and then Mountain Man, I believe, gave him a start as cousin Cletus, and then promoter wise, that was wrestling wise. Mountain Man broke him in. Promoting wise, the Samoans really did my dad. Like Sika and Alpha, the Wild Samoans. They really broke my dad in and took him into WWE in the locker rooms and stuff like that. Was like introducing him to people, networking, kind of showing him, this is how you network. This is how you if you want to be a promoter, then this is how it runs, kind of thing. So Sika and Alpha and them, they were the ones who really taught him how to promote.
That's pretty good. Now, what year did your dad start?
Man, I want to say 2000, 2001.
2000. All right, so that's
He,
not now. What are you like? You're about 52 now. Is that right?
27. I'm 27.
You're not in your 20s. Come on, don't lie to
Yeah,
people like that, man.
yeah, yeah, man, 27. Yep.
So you're looking at it. What got you into wrestling, and
Oh
what got you
man,
started, like promoting?
my dad passed away in 2018. I do believe it is. I'm not really good with dates as a whole. 2018, he passed away, I believe. And just it was just that thing, man. It was just you felt that different, just something in you or whatever, and it was like you have all the tools right here to do it. You know, all you got to do is do it. And I've always just everyone on the Gulf Coast, it seems like somebody passes away, they got to have a benefit. You know, got to get some money some kind of way. So that really did help us with the funeral very well doing that show. We paid his funeral off, ended up getting him a headstone later down the line, stuff like that. But him passing away really just my whole life, man. It was just kind of embedded into me. Wrestling is something that is going to make you a little money and provide you some entertainment and fun at the same time. You know, if you do it right.
Oh, exactly. You got to do it right. I want to
Yeah.
bring up a photo that I put together here for you with your
Yes,
dad.
sir.
I want to check that. Now, I did alter a little bit of the photo here on one of them. We'll show the
Okay.
original photo in a second because I got questions on that. But
Yes, sir.
here's this.
Oh shoot.
So the Joey Janela spring break, they actually had a card, you know, of the Alabama Doink. Now this is the one I had in question, and I just want to know what's going on in this picture because it don't look pretty.
Oh man, you know they had to do the hiding rape, you know, with
Oh,
Michael Cole. You know, I'm glad
yeah,
you brought that picture up, man. You know, dang, John's not in very well health right now, you know, man. So dang,
yeah.
send your prayers out for him, you know, whatever you do, you know.
Yeah,
Send
send it
something
out. Now
out for Heidenreich. He's down in his health real bad now.
we're
But
gonna
yeah,
send.
man, they were so crazy, man. They did things like you know, I don't know how everybody takes it, man. Matt Sigmund, all these guys, they started Heat Seekers, man. I don't know, man. You know, if you go back, you can go back on YouTube right now and search Heat Seekers Inc. And I guarantee you back from a long time ago, man, my dad, John Heidenreich, a guy by the name of Nathan Crown. You know Nathan Crown?
I don't know, Nathan. No, I do.
Okay, Nathan Crown. Couple different people, maybe Jimmy Golden. You know, Jimmy
Yeah,
Golden
I
was in
know
it.
Jimmy Golden. Yeah.
Yep. They did Heat Seekers Inc. Okay, they did that. They started out doing Heat Seekers Inc. And then they moved to Gimmick Scene Incorporated, GSI. You know, hold
Well,
on, I got.
it's just a little above Walter Stephen Dixon, just a little bit above him.
Yeah, man, I got.
You got some teeth, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, more than him, dude. About everybody in Wilmer, Fairview, and Mobile, Alabama over here got more teeth than Walter, and that's
That's saying
man.
a lot. That's saying a lot when you get to Alabama and you got more teeth than somebody. But
Yeah.
all right, I want to get into yeah. Well, did you see the picture, Stephen? Did you see the picture that I just showed? If you didn't, I will pull it back up one more time. But I do want to get into some juicy stuff here in a second because you know me and you've been talking about some stuff, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But Stephen, did you see the picture? You just say yes or no, and then we'll move on. But yeah, with your dad, he was in the wrestling business for you didn't. Okay, well here it is. You're gonna see this picture.
Man,
Uh
hiding rape.
so yeah, that's just crazy.
Man.
But anyway, so how long was your dad in the business? About
I believe
18
he
years.
was yep, about 15 years or so, yeah.
So man, that's just great. Oh, Heat Seekers Inc. Vladimir Koloff.
See? Heat Seekers Inc., man. You know, yeah, shout out Koloff, man. Shout
I
out
heard you was
Koloff
talking
on that.
trash about Koloff.
What kind of trash?
I'm just messing with you. Now I do want to dive into something real quick, you know, because we've been bringing up, as a matter of fact, Mr. Dixon brought up Walter's name, and I got to know something if it's true or not.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now don't get heated.
Okay.
Just calm down. But now, is your wife a ring rat?
Hell no, man.
I heard, I
Hell
heard,
no,
I heard through the grapevine she was.
man. That's Walter the Word for you, man. You
Did
know
he really?
that
Did he really call your wife a ring rat?
he did, man. He did. He did. For a woman that she's a God fearing woman, man. Goes to church every Wednesday and Sunday, man. You know, and can't take it away from her. She knows nothing about the business. She knows nothing about wrestling. None of the boys, none of the guys. Some of the guys know her a little better, just from me allowing them to get closer to my wife. You know, I know how this business operates, man. And there's never a moment that my eyes ain't gonna be off my wife. You know what I mean? And the wrestling business. So, yeah, Walter took it that far, man. He took it as far as bringing my wife into
But he
something she
said
was
that
not a
behind a
part of.
keyboard, though, right? He didn't say
Yeah,
that to
man.
your
Look,
face.
look, look, dang. I knew back when he lived over there on dang Highway 90, over in that little dang camper park over there, Johnny's RV, and a little dang Columbia camper or whatever, little pop up tents, whatever they stayed in for the time being. You know, he was over there staying in Johnny's RV, and it got to a point where I pulled up to Johnny's RV, man, and dang sure enough, they had a security gate out front. They had
At
to
a
get a
at an
passcode.
RV park?
Yeah, it's a RV park, man.
Man, I didn't know that
Well, they
they
got
had.
they got a whole water park on the inside and all kind of stuff, going on the inside. But yeah, they had a gate, man, and I dang sure enough, I don't know if Chris Chambers is watching. I texted Chris Chambers pictures and called him and was like, "Hey, man, tell your buddy I'm here. All he's gonna do is walk 150 yards, 200 yards." And all this Facebook talk, all this stuff, it can be over right now, man. Let's talk face to face, whatever. Come out to the front of the gate. Never showed up, man. Never could get a hold of him.
Shannon, say RV again, man.
RV.
Oh, Becca, I love you. That's great. That is great. I guess you got a kick out of it too. And Stephen Dixon brought up a good point. They got the water
Yeah.
park there. That's where they take the baths.
Yeah. That
So
is right.
that's a good one. Walter is just a
Yeah.
thorn in everybody's side, though. He really is.
Yeah,
And
man. Like I told Walter, man, his time's coming, man. It ain't ever over between me and Walter till it is over. And
he
his
ain't
time's
gonna have
still
that
coming,
same
man.
energy in person.
Oh, I'd put
He'll
that on
piss
my dang
himself if
dead
he
daddy,
sees you.
man. Next time I see Walter in the right place, right time, right location, me and him will have stuff to talk about for dang sure.
Make sure you hit that like button right here on this live. It helps us and helps independent wrestling here. Us bring you this kind of content all the time. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my sponsor, StoneCoffeeCompany.com. Check them out and use the promo code ATI Wrestling. Get 20% off. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch Stone Coffee is good. It's like protein coffee. It's really good. Check it out. Shannon, with
Yes,
Walter,
sir.
let's dig a little bit deeper. Didn't Walter come and try to train with you?
Yeah, man. To my knowledge, my dad was the first person that Walter had come to seek training, professional training out in Mobile, and it was at the Sims Community Center, and he had brought his mom and dad in, and they had sat front row, and he was just bouncing around in the ring and stuff like that, and he wants to be a wrestler, so on and so forth. My dad gave him the rundown. It somehow along the lines ended with something like, your mom and dad really can't just hold your hand throughout your whole training, so they kind of need to get out of the building or they need to pay their $20. At 7 though, doors open at 7. Tell mommy and daddy doors open at 7. That's when they get in. Um, and dang
Yeah, it
sure
will.
enough, he walked out the doors and never came back.
We got Sing Pet in here. I don't know what he's. I'm trying to see what this is.
Worms.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what he is. A lot of worms. But yeah, I mean, like he's worked for every company that you
Yeah.
can think of, but
Yeah.
he's never there long.
Yeah. What happened with him and MCW? Wasn't he like
He
head
was the
booker
booker.
man for
Yeah. Well,
MCW?
well,
I
the thing
never heard
is,
that story, man. What happened?
well, from what I hear or what Chris Topper told me, uh, is that they mutually agreed to part. Now I don't know if that's that
Yeah.
may be saving a little face or whatever. I did ask Chris Topper what meth he was smoking when he hired him as a booker,
Yeah.
because we all know Walter has no clue about anything in wrestling. He
No,
couldn't put a
man.
story together if he tried.
No,
And
man. Yeah.
then, I thought that when I saw Alabama Doink
Yeah.
Jr. you in the ring, I thought that was the worst wrestling match I'd ever seen in my life until I
Mhm.
saw Walter wrestle. Now
Yeah.
Walter can't wrestle his weenie out of his pants, much
Yeah.
less wrestle a match. Matthew Gibson's got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it true Alabama Doink claimed to be the real WWF Doink asking for a friend?
No. Not that I know of. Not at all.
All right,
My
now come
dad,
on.
he was never real big in WWE at all. He was never he did a couple extra spots, something like that, whatever. He did a couple spots here and there, and that was it. One thing I'll say it too. God rest his ass, man. Vince McMahon, dude, seen him
He's
put
still
on
alive.
the coat.
Vince is still alive.
I know, man. Oh yeah, yeah. Shit. I'm talking about my dad though. The one who
I
did
thought you was
that.
talking about Vince.
He
Like,
was like,
Vince is still around.
no, he was like, man, dude, clown's fat as hell, man. Get him off the TV, man. Keep him off TV.
How great is TNA lately? I'm enjoying what I'm seeing on TNA right now. I think they put on. Have you watched any TNA lately?
Uh, Not really, man. I keep up with clips and stuff like that. Everything clip wise, I see, it's pretty jammed up.
It really is. Gibson says, "Oh, sorry, I had multiple claims of people telling me and saw this promo video and he cut once, just wondering."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like with your dad, he did get famous, being the Alabama Doink. Now, what made him come up with this idea to be Alabama Doink?
Um, Teddy Long. Teddy Long told him, man, he was like, Dwayne, my dad went through years and years of cease and desist letters of not to use the name WWE Doink or Doink the Clown. None of it. Couldn't use it. But he just crumbled them papers up, man, and threw them in the trash and was like, man, when they want to talk, they'll come down here, they'll talk. Quit sending the papers, dude. I ain't worried about no papers. Nothing ever ended up happening. Nothing ever went any further past just some letters, sent in and stuff like that a couple times. But Teddy Long said, man, just you need something different. You need something to make it different, to spice it up a little bit, stuff like that.
So
And
how did he end up making this mask? Because it's not painted on, right? It's just a
no, yeah, which one? Like the one in the picture of hiding rape? That mask,
yeah.
that's one of my favorite masks, man. Yeah, I got it somewhere laying around here, man. I like that mask there. And the gimmick was, man, he did the face paint, early off, but he was like, dude, that face paint's for the birds, brother. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna get something that looks pretty similar that I can just put on and pull off in a matter of seconds.
Well, there you
Adrian
go.
Street used to make his gear, man. That's who made the mask there.
Oh, really?
Yep, Adrian Street always made his gear.
Spicing up the Doink gimmick, is this right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see what else we got. All right, hold on. Is it true he didn't know Matt Bourne had passed?
Nah, yeah, I wouldn't know that one, brother.
I guess
I couldn't.
Matt Bourne was the original
Yeah,
doink back
yeah,
in the day.
yeah,
But anyway, so your dad did that. Now,
yeah.
did you end up wanting to be a wrestler or just a promoter?
I was training. I used to train on and off. Just being young. I could take it as far back as out to Grand Bay, Alabama. I was training with guys like Randy Riggins, Gene Weaver, um, Shane Misery, Damian LeVay, um, different guys, Shooter Jackson, Too Quick, different guys back in the day, out there,
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
can
that.
understand country talk. I can translate that a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about, what about DJ Pringle too, right? Was you around DJing?
No, 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 man. Never around DJ too much in my life at all. Uh, DJ was Percy's son, and my dad and Percy they really didn't get along a whole lot.
What?
No, yeah. I really don't know, the heat there, where it came from, stuff like that. Um, and then they're both gone, so it's like I don't know you. Could you believe
Yeah,
somebody that told you today why they had heat? I really don't know,
right.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not here, they can't. I mean, you really don't know the truth on that situation.
Yeah, yeah. I
All
just
right.
always knew they had it for sure.
Uh, here's Ricky Strickland, Damian Too Quick, Corey Jackson, boys I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to a guy by the fan, man. He actually helps me make my posters, man. Andrew Hansen.
Oh, the wrestling enthusiast that's never
Yeah,
been
yeah, yeah,
seen.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Man, me and him grew up, wanting to do it, playing in the rings back when we were young, man. I'm terrible with dates, man. Very terrible with dates. But
Well, I mean, if it was in school, it had to have been between kindergarten and third grade because I know you didn't get past third grade on that one. So,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, if it was in school, it had to
yeah,
have been, it had to have been
yeah. You're
around that
right.
time.
You're right. Yeah, it's an Alabama education, man.
I mean, if you make it past the third grade, I mean, you might as well say you graduated because it probably took you about 6 years to get through the third grade.
Yeah, six to be exact.
So, oh, we got a question from Sing Pit here. Man, when's the next AWF show?
Man, I really don't know. I got a kid on the way. Life's really life's priority right now, man. Work, life, and everything, and trying to get all that straight. And as soon as I can get that straight, man, um, we'll definitely be back up and running again for sure.
When was the last show? When was
Oh
it?
man, what was it? Maybe a year ago.
Hey, Jarrett.
Hey Jarrett, how you doing, man?
So right now, life's in the way. You're gonna take your time before you get back into that.
Yeah,
Now, I've seen you in a few shows. I've seen you go to a few shows. How
yeah,
was
man. Wrestling's just wrestling's life, You still got to put in the miles, man, and show up and support these fellas, man. You know.
Man, that's true. Now let me ask you this: I saw you was at the MCW show. How was that?
Oh man, it was Walter's booking, dude. I was ready to go by like 10:30.
You waited that long?
Yeah, man. I was
What
trying
time
to
did the show
see.
start?
Oh, yeah, probably 7:30 ish, 7:40,
7:30.
something
I
like
would have
that.
probably been out there about 7:32.
There you go.
So I don't know how you made it to 10:30, but hey, Happy luck on you that. But
Yeah.
did you
There
see
was
any?
some all right matches, man. It was kind of like you could tell somebody had a little part of helping form some of it, of the card, that it wasn't just Walter the Worm. You know what I mean? So,
Speaking of Andrew Hansen, there he is.
there he
The
is,
wrestling
man. Little
enthusiast.
A, man.
Hey,
Wrestling
nobody ever sees
enthusiast, little A.
this guy, but he's on there.
Yeah.
I don't know what HGH, yeah. But anybody got any questions for Shannon? We got to get some juicy questions here for Shannon. Let's see what facts. Self-inflicted blackball. Well, we know sometimes.
Man, see, that's one thing with AWF though. It's one guy that writes, that puts them together, that puts everything together. The card, it's going to go through one man only, and nobody's ever forever blackballed from AWF, man.
Well,
So
here's your ring
so
announcer. Speaking of blackballed, here's your ring announcer.
oh
Walter's
man,
dad should have pulled out, splashed. Okay, we're not. That's too
that's a little
explicit.
vulgarity there, brother.
Self-inflicted these. Oh man. Inmates running the asylum as always. Anytime you're around St. Petro Yard running the asylum. Let's see. Are you shoot show, Shannon?
Nah, man. Definitely not.
Let me ask you this. Do you have an idea of who Shoot Show is?
Man, I got a million,
A
and
million?
it'd probably incriminate, man. It'd incriminate me
Incriminate you? Come
so
on now.
hard throwing
Grow you,
names like
grow you some sacks.
they'd be like, God, dude, this dude, dang, what the hell's he talking
All
about,
right,
brother?
I'm going to give you one out. All
Yeah.
right. I know you said you got a million ideas up, and I want you to just give me one idea who you think it is. Just an inkling. Come on. You can
want
throw
my
it.
last theory or my first theory?
We're about to find out, Becca. We're about to find out who Shoot Show is.
You want my first theory or my last theory, man?
I want your first and your last.
Man, the first one, I thought it was. I talked to you a while back ago, and then remember we was talking about Jessica Flowers or some shit, or whatever,
Yeah.
I think something like that seems pretty reasonable. Get blackballed.
Your product is as stale as Lay's potato chips. Who's Terrence Dixon?
I do not even know.
All right, but anyway, continue on.
Where was I at? Shoot.
All right, what was your last theory?
Okay, last theory. They said a female. They kept saying there was a female that wasn't in the business, right? I was picturing somebody like Wildcat's ex-old lady or something, dude.
Wildcat. Speaking of Wildcat, what's he up to nowadays?
Man, I don't know, man. I don't hear from him. I got like 2 or 3 phone calls from him in jail, and as soon as I had a guy coming to me saying that some stuff he had talked on my name or whatever, he just stopped calling me.
Wow. Oh, Wildcat.
Never heard from him again, man.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wildcat wild.
Yeah.
Man, so what you chugging on over there? I got me some IPA here.
Some Jack Daniel's Down Home Punch.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
This chat's about to get crazy.
Yeah.
He got bonded out. Stephen Dixon knows. Was you the one that bonded him out, Stephen? Ryan Gale says, yeet. Let's see. Jarrett McKenzie. Shannon, why do you feel indie wrestling as a whole is better at connecting with fans versus the WWE or AEW?
know, maybe WWE regulates some of that fan interaction. You know, maybe you got WWE or somebody in the higher ups like regulating how many autographs they can sign, how many pictures they can take, you know, stuff like that. I'll never be a promoter to ever regulate that. You know, AWF's never going to be a developmental company, a developmental territory.
Now,
You
see,
know, I mean,
you're sitting here saying words that you know
yeah,
you can't spell, like
yeah,
promoter, like
yeah.
developmental. How did you Did you just watch TV and learn these words? Is that what happened?
Man, dude. I don't know, man. Some people think I'm green as goose shit, man. You know, I got a little country accent and
A
I'm
little
green as
one.
goose shit, man. But I think I've been under some pretty healthy learning trees in my days, brother.
Now, Stephen Dixon could definitely be shoot show
Hmm.
because he pulls off a lot of tricks. He likes to do some
Yeah,
tricks.
yeah.
You want me to tell you who I thought shoot show was?
Who?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I really never even guessed at it, except for what I threw at you.
Yeah.
But everybody talked about being Chase Matthews. What's your thoughts on it being Chase?
Man, dude, if it was Chase Matthews, it's got to be Chase Matthews and Wildcat Takes Old Lady. Got to be two people, man.
Now, why do you throw Wildcat's wife into it, or ex-wife,
And
whatever?
just my theory, man, is just she was trying to get a little bit more of the business. You know, that right before he went to jail, she was kind of like more adamant on, you know, wanting to train or wanting to get more ring time and training to be able to do something one day in the ring. And it's just kind of like, what?
I would be. I just couldn't come up with all those good ideas
Yeah.
to be shoot show. Trey Reed is shoot show. Yeah, I
Do
wouldn't
you
put
know
it
who Trey
past you.
Reed is?
Yes, I do. He's the music guy.
Yeah.
I know exactly who he is.
Yep.
Brandon probably is a shoot show. I'm gonna just tell you this, and anybody that knows me, if I was shoot show, y'all would have already found out by now.
Oh hell yeah! Because you'd have been there, been like, you know what? This eat me alive, man.
Man, I
Come
would have
on,
came
dude.
back the night I came back to wrestling. I would have said it was me. I would have made it a damn story because honestly, if
Yeah.
you are the shoot show, this is the way I look at it right now. Which the shoot show is probably somebody chases a hoe.
Yeah. That's
Mm.
right.
You got to get some if you're gonna be a hoe. But anyway, here's my thing. Like, if you're the shoot show and
Yeah.
you want some heat, you
Yeah.
want to make an impact, why not own up to it? Like for
Exactly.
somebody, like let's just say, I'm just going to use this as an example, not saying it is him or not, but let's say you got an Iceman that's on the coast that wants to be over as a heel. I mean, come on, I'm the shoot show. I'm the heel.
Yeah.
You know, let's see what Becca Chambers got to say. Steve Dixon, I'm gonna get to you in just a second. Sugar White, well, not you. I don't know him, but that guy definitely doesn't come off as an innocent. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of some drama, man.
All right. Well, here it is.
Definitely.
Let's look at this one. This is who Stephen Dixon says it is. Doritos, Mr. MT2. I'm gonna just say this. Now, I don't think it's MT2 because I don't know if he could. I don't know if he can handle being the shoot show.
Nah.
He'd get hurt too bad, bro. The dude is in jail.
Oh,
Probably
she's going talking about Wildcat.
Yeah.
Nah, I've never even spoke to Wildcat, especially about that.
Because that person would get blackballed.
He had my ring, man. While we're live, public right here, live. He had my ring in his shop, right? And I was trying to get my property back, and his wife was claiming that she couldn't go in there to get my property back. So I went through a whole load of mess just to get my ring, and and everything I got back, man. So thankfully I did.
Let's see. We're getting a lot of comments here. Let's get a good question, another juicy question. I got something to say about not MT2. No way,
Man,
no.
dude.
Look,
In my opinion, dude, while we're live, I mean, if MT2 and Singpet had heat ever in their days, why MT2 couldn't just handle that right there like a man in Sims, Alabama, you know? Was you there that night?
He did. He cried on the way out.
Yeah, cried on the way out, man. I mean, tucked his tail and ran, dude.
Let me just jump on this, and I've got nothing against Michael, so I'm not gonna
1 second.
do that. Oh, guess he had to cut it off for a second. Let's see what he had to do. I wouldn't say he's not smart enough. He's probably smart enough. We're all trolls. No, we're not all trolls. You're the troll. You're the biggest troll of them all. We're all just tiny trolls. You're the huge troll. That's why you're great. I think Shannon's getting him a little bit of that sugar booger. Yeah. But anyway,
what?
Here's my
Chambers
thing. I wonder where Chambers is at. We need Chambers up in here. But I'm gonna just say this. This is my thought. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm booked on a wrestling show and I come to the show that I'm booked on, and somebody in there, hurts my feelings, which whatever.
Yeah.
My ass is not walking out of the building and leaving and hurting my paycheck. I'm sorry.
No, sir. Especially when that's how you pay the bills, brother.
Yeah, you got to get your Doritos. You got to get your little dime sack.
Yeah, man. How you paying the bills and you gonna walk out of a booking like that, dude? Shout out to Christian Mason, the Wolf, for being there that night, filling a spot.
It's always great when you can get fans to fill a spot in.
Oh man, I think he's
Travis,
doing
I have to mess with
right
him
now. Yeah.
But look, I'm not walking out of a booking. I don't care if I'm in there with the person I hate them. I don't hate nobody, but dislike the most. I'm not, and we may have a fight before it, and I may get my ass whooped, but I'm not leaving until I get done with my segments that I'm on. I'm an attention whore, so I got to,
Yeah.
What happened to you? He got Walter put something in his mouth. That's all. He got some Benadryl. Get some Benadryl. Hurry. Yeah, we'll give him some Benadryl.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to leave. And I don't know why he left, but I know how Travis Mason. Oh, Travis. We're going to get Travis on here. It's time that we have fan appreciation night. We need a fan on here. So, I'm messing. Travis, if you're watching, which I doubt you are, but if you are, we're going to get you on here. And we're going to, let the fans show. Jarrett McKenzie, you out there, you got another question. I know you do somewhere. But here's the thing. Like, you don't leave a booking. You just don't.
No, man. You definitely don't. And MT2 was notorious for that, I guess. I heard of a booking he did where he was supposed to work Rob Cabela one night or something, man.
Oh, I remember this.
Damn sure enough, sat in the bar, got wasted, never went for the booking.
Yeah, he likes some Vegas bombs.
Yeah.
So, it's called entitlement. These people feel so entitled.
Yeah.
Like they're on WWE or something. Like, man, I got to do this. I got to win. I got to do this. And
yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Right.
Now let me ask you this. I asked Chris Topper what meth he was smoking when he hired Walter as a booker. What meth do you smoke?
Man, I don't smoke meth, man. I do not smoke meth. whatsoever. Got my teeth, man. I mean, I'm a bigger fella, man. Pushing 280, 285, maybe 287 ish.
Are you on steroids?
No, man, steroids, something that makes your pee pee smaller.
Well, you ain't never had a big one anyway, have you? Oh, he
I get,
does cocaine. That's cocaine.
oh man,
That's that Alabama education down there,
oh
man.
man.
All right. So get something else off your chest. You know, he's talking about Walter. Did you see that match that he had with the kid on TV?
Oh man, I seen a couple clips of it. A couple people sent me. I mean, probably two or three different people sent me a clip of it. Um, Thank you, sir.
He said you look
Uh,
clean. That's the first time you heard that, ain't it?
yeah,
But
yeah, man. Absolute, absolute. Yeah. We're
anyway, I was hoping Jarrett was going to have a question. He usually does. C-Pit, why don't you come up with a good question for Shannon here?
oh man.
I got a good question. What about
Okay.
Diego, man? What about Diego? You and Diego getting in that argument. I ain't seen Diego tonight. I don't know if
Oh
he's
man.
scared or what, but like
I don't have I mean, I don't have anything personal, man. Issue with the Diego kid, man. I'm gonna just call it how it is. You know, I watched the promo. He was doing some goo goo gaga in the back of the promo. You were in the promo, you know,
yeah, I was.
and it looked like a pretty professional promo
Well, it was
between you and
supposed to
Hunter
be. It
Hendricks.
was, yeah.
Okay, I mean, so I just I took it upon myself to state an opinion about about his doings in the video.
He
You
is a
know,
hoe.
I mean, and he
Crazy
yeah.
rules.
So I
What
mean,
you talking about, Becca? Uh,
I mean, it's more along the lines, you know, of the promo was intended to be professional, man. I was digging the promo between you and Hunter, and then you had that kind of going in the background. I get it. There's a time and there's a place for the goo goo and the gaga and the ha ha's, man. And that professional promo that I thought was a pretty jammed up promo between you two was kind of shit on, man. You know, excuse my language, kind of shit
uh,
on.
man, I've been
And
cussing all night. Don't be trying to act
mhm,
like you're a good guy. Just go
yeah,
ahead and get it out.
yeah,
Jarrett McKenzie does have a question. Here we go.
yeah.
Shannon, when AWF come back, do you think you would have a show versus another promotion?
Man, I haven't thought about the show on since I was supposed to have this last show that I just had to postpone due to weather. Um, I
Whether
haven't thought about
when
wrestling other than that, really, man. You know, I haven't put much thought into to the psychology, the longevity, you know, of it right now. You know, there'll come a time for it, and when I do, we'll sit down and we'll see what comes to the table.
Creighton Hobbs is here.
Oh man, Creighton used to be
Hey Shannon, if the younger version of yourself back when we met, kid, could you see you now running the AWF? What would he say if your dad could see you
oh
running
man.
it?
That was a great question, man. Great question. Um don't get into the drama, man, the politics. That's it. You know, I think that's been my only downfall, man, was rage bait. You know, I get rage baited pretty hard and I fall pretty easy for drama. You know, I've gotten pretty well at it. Uh but I've changed, man. You know, people can change, you know. And I think I'm a better person You know, I still do wrong and I still do things, you know, whatever, but everybody does. But I would give myself the advice to stay away from the drama, man. You know, if you stay away from the drama, you know, do that right there. Boom, boom, boom. That's Murdo. That's my
Oh,
boy
Murdo,
there,
baby.
man. Yeah, he knows what it is, man. Murdo is great, dude. I love Murdo.
Yeah, Murdo's great, man. Murdo is one of the man. He's one of the great talents,
Yes,
and
yes,
I love to
phenomenal.
manage him in Breeding Inc. I really did.
Yeah,
There is something else I want to bring up.
yes, sir.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I just saw it a minute ago. There's a little thing in here. All right, well, we'll get to it in just a minute. I can't remember what it was. What's your thoughts on DCW? That's another topic I want to bring.
Man, dude, you got a guy running the ship, dude, steering it. You know, steering the ship with the badges he's got, man. You know, uh, things like that. I mean, come on, brother. You know, come on, man. You got at least a couple more do me a favor cards or something, don't you? You know, or something.
Oh yeah,
I
you got to
mean,
elaborate here now. Don't be just beating around the bush. Come on, say that. I want to
dude,
know
man,
this.
Scott Armstrong, man. Come on, dude. Why you got Scott Armstrong done been with the company for how long's he been with it, man? Wish
At
he'd
least
tune
2
in,
years.
dude, because I mean, been around it forever, dude. My dad used to do Armstrong
Yeah,
memorials and
the
stuff.
Armstrong's been around
You
forever.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, he would have Brad, Scott, Steve, Brian. I mean, the whole bullet, the whole 9 yards. You know, what's up, Frankie? How you doing, man?
Oh, Frankie,
You know,
there's Frankie's going to be
I
on
haven't
here
heard, man,
Monday.
of Frankie, man, in a long time, dude. And I definitely, once I get the shows back up and running, I definitely like to reach out to him, man, see
Well,
about doing some work in the
Frankie's going to
future.
be on the Brilliant Show Monday night.
Oh man, I'd
Me and
like
Frankie's
that's
going
a
to catch up.
podcast that's a podcast worth listening to, man.
Oh, it will be. I'm going to tell you, me and Frankie's going to have a fun night that night.
Yeah,
I saw Frankie.
Frankie's did some work for my dad in the past. Me and Frankie's done business in the past, and the past 5 or 6 years we did business, and my dad and Frankie used to do business.
Yeah, me and Frankie, I hadn't seen him in a long time, and I saw him recently at a Battle Zone show I was at, and
Yeah,
got to catch up with him for a second. But we're really going to catch up Monday night right here on the Brilliant Show. But anyway, can I continue on because I don't know where we're at. I'm drunk.
I lost the track too. But
DCW.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
DCW,
beating
man,
around the
Scott
bush with
Armstrong.
Scott Armstrong and all
I
that. Yeah.
mean, you got all these. Well, you got the t-shirts. You got all. I miss Bullet too, man. Cause Bullet be like, son, he'd be smoking them Marlboros, dude. He'd smoke like 6 packs to the dome, dude, just at intermission. You know, that's right there.
Serious before he hit the
But,
curve.
man, you doing this podcast, dude? Bullet would have done smoked a carton in 48 minutes right now. You know, that's right. So, Scott, man, I think he knows what he's doing, man. Scott Armstrong's Armstrong, dude. I mean, you can't tell me dude don't know what he's doing. He books. You can look at the card structure and see psychology, and you can see that he's doing his part. But where the money's coming in for the talent and stuff like that, it must be no money, you know.
I'm just wondering, like, do you think Brent would come on the show?
I mean, I don't know. I had.
I need to reach out, see if he'll come on the show. We'll talk DCW.
Yeah.
And Brent, if you're listening or watching in secret here and don't want nobody to know, just private message me. We'll get you on the show. We'll let you promote it. Now, I'm going to ask some hard questions. I mean, you hadn't had an easy road either.
I think one thing DCW lacks, which is they have some of it, man, is
now you ain't got to kiss ass now. I wasn't doing that for you to kiss ass. All right.
No. I'm
Your
saying
lips are
better
getting a little
talent.
brown right there. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying better talent. You know, I mean,
I mean,
you
I've
got
seen.
you
Here's the
got some
thing.
guys, but I mean, you got Walter the Worm wrestling the kid, dude. I mean,
That ain't called
why are
wrestling.
you booking Walter the Worm to wrestle a match? Let's start with that, right? That'd be the greater question. You know, and legitimately give me an answer to why you're producing Walter the Worm into a wrestling match. And will anybody give that answer? Can
Well,
anybody justify booking Walter the Worm, a untrained, unprofessional, as you can see it. He's done matches. I've seen a couple different matches. I think he was in a tag team match, hardcore match one time. I've seen some clips of that was, I mean, untrained, dude, unprofessional. You know, who books that?
he
You know
took
why?
on what was his name, Gary Rockstar. What about him?
Maybe he is training. Possibly. I don't know.
Oh, don't sugarcoat it, Shannon. Come on, let it down.
Maybe he is training, but he needs more training. We could say that. I'll definitely say that one. He definitely may be training and trying to become a pro wrestler, but he's not a pro wrestler right now. He's a blogger, a vlogger. He's got a lot of views. Are you? I mean,
What about? All right, so we got to do a couple. What about the kid being 17? Is that legal in Alabama?
no sir. It was not, but it's not legal. But I did have my first match at the age of 10.
Now you can't go back to when you hit puberty and say that was a match.
Dude, that was probably, the match when I was 10. You'll probably have more joy watching that than any match you've ever watched me wrestle since I've actually wrestled.
Yeah, no joke. We know that he sucks.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Bring
You know he's
AWF back
talking
and let
about,
me
right?
book half the car. Man, we'll talk business, brother. We'll talk a little business, man. I ain't opposed to talking no business, man. No doubt.
Well, hold on. What did he say? Bring AWF back. Let me book half the card. Man, you know if he books half the card, you know what that means, right? Like
Did I book the other half?
yeah, you booked the other half, but you got to remember, there's
Yeah.
going to be 40 wrestlers on the first half.
Oh man, no. I mean, I think Gato
So
knows
I'm just, man,
it's 6 matches and done, man.
I'm gonna
You
bring.
got 10 matches, dude. Get that out of here, dude.
Singpet has first match at 5.
Okay.
So I want to bring up another name because he was recently on my podcast. We're gonna have to get him back on. He's taking a relief of absence right now. He's taking a break.
Yeah.
Mac Daddy Duds.
Okay.
What's your
What you
thoughts
got?
on Mac Daddy, baby?
Man, Mac Daddy, man, he's a gimmick, man. He's a character, ain't he? He's a whole ass character, brother.
I love Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy's great,
I
man.
love him, man. I love him. You know, but he's Mac Daddy, dude. He's Mac Daddy.
He is. He's Mac Daddy. All right.
Yeah.
I want to bring up one more name that's not necessarily, he's not in the wrestling business no more. I
Yeah.
don't know if he ever really was, but he did own a company for a little while.
Yeah.
Tommy Wetjen.
Tommy Wetjen, man. You know, he was my money mark for a little while, dude. You know, he was putting money into AWF, dude.
If you could bring any celebrity, dead or alive, into AWF for one match, who would it be and what would the match look like?
I'd say Shawn Michaels, and I would say
Alabama Doink.
no. I'd say Shawn Michaels versus, man, and people's gonna say I'm kissing eggs, and you probably gonna say it right there too, whatever, you know. I'm gonna say Vladimir Koloff, man. But
No,
Shawn
I'm not gonna
Michaels,
see you kissing none. That's my client, baby.
I
That's my client.
mean, dude,
I would
yeah,
love to
okay,
see that match
dude.
personally.
I mean, I think they'd blow the roof off the place, man. I think they would. Brimstone's great, man. Brimstone's great, but you know, I think Koloff
You had
versus
that butt in there.
HBK.
What did that butt mean?
I mean, you just structure, man. Structure to the match. Structure to the card. I think Koloff and HBK would be. Yeah, we're gonna get back to Money Mark. We're gonna get back there, man. He was my Money Mark. Yeah, Tommy Wetzel. But yeah, I think Koloff and HBK, Creighton, no doubt. And I would say, um, what kind of match? Let's say a Russian chain match. There you go. That way you're pushing the Koloff stipulations, with the Russian chain.
I'll tell you what kind of match I'd like to see Shawn Michaels and Vladimir Koloff in.
What?
A regular wrestling match.
There you go. Okay.
They don't
Them are
need
great.
gimmicks. They wouldn't need
Hey,
gimmicks.
there you go. There you go. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, all right. Let me just say this: you're
But
limited with Russian chain match. You're limited with it.
yeah, you are. You are. You are. But can Shawn? Well, we're bringing him back, so I'd bring back the old school Michaels.
Oh
But
yeah.
if I couldn't bring him back, it would have to be the chain match.
Well,
So me,
I saw a post yesterday where you're not over if you're still chopping.
what is it?
If you're doing chops, you're not over.
Okay, on that topic, man. I mean, I think there's a time and place for him in the match.
Well, you know what we need to do?
What?
We need to get back to Money Mark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Money Mark. Yeah. Man, he was my Money Mark for quite some time. And dang sure enough, he was getting the itch and wanted a little bit more of pro wrestling.
There is no
So
limits when you're a big lad.
yeah,
But
that's right. You're right. So man, dang sure enough, Money Mark called me for a meeting at Briquettes. My dude that's putting money out, and supplying money, says he wants to meet at Briquettes. Everything's on him. So I got the 24-ounce sirloin, and I got a little tipsy that night, man. I had some drinks, ate some steak, and next thing you know, Brimstone's there also. Brimstone and Money Mark was going to go into partnerships and run a company called Combat Wrestling League, and they wanted to sort of buy into AWF or something, or partner with AWF some sort of way or something. And I told them, I'd think about it. We left Briquettes, big hefty bill. Tommy paid it. He's the Money Mark. I never got royalties off of giving him the name Money Mark either. Dude made money off the Money Mark name that was given to him. So probably a week, 2 weeks later, man. Yeah, look, Gato.
which I know they were trying to hand out, exclusive,
Yeah,
contract deals, like they were,
yeah, yeah. You're
WWE or
right.
something too at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah. Yeah, that was what one of the meetings at Briquettes was about, how they were going to try to contract indie talent out where they only wrestled for them and me because I was partnered with them or whatever, blah blah blah.
Oh,
And they
so
was
you
trying
wasn't the
to,
indie company either, though,
yeah,
because DCW is not an indie company. They're
oh yeah, they're developmental, huh?
or something like
Yeah,
that. I don't know. I think they're
oh,
full blown promotion. Like they're up there with TNA and them.
oh man, yeah. What channel do they run on now?
Uh, Now I think it's nationwide nowhere.
Nationwide, nowhere. Yeah, but yeah, back to the Briquettes. Brimstone was there. He was partners with Tommy. Fast forward, I told Brimstone, I was like, dude, bad idea, brother. Very bad idea. Dude's a money mark. Dude's gonna spend a lot of money on this business. He's probably gonna go about broke doing it, and I might lose a couple things in the process, and you can't be no part of that, man. You see somebody so driven to be so much bigger and better than somebody else, they'll spend whatever money they got and put whatever on the line to do it, and it's like, all right, dude, go do what you do.
Well, Zebra, I mean, that's exactly what they've made to this day. Well, it's probably about negative $200,000 at this point.
Yeah.
But, Tommy come in, guns a-blazing. And I'm going to just say this, I always gave Tommy hell, but I never had a real problem with Tommy.
No, me neither. Me neither, man. He was a fan of this business, Why everybody does it at some extent. You gotta be a fan of it. You gotta love it. You gotta something.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So we talked about several people. I want to bring up. Tell me a little something about your ring announcer, or a former ring announcer, or whatever.
Man, dude, I don't. He was accused of a couple things, man. A couple of racist remarks he was accused of. He sent me some justification of. He said the female who posted it, because he didn't post it or whatever, is what he says. So he said the female that posted it actually committed suicide. His wife, So he oh man, Trey Reed, man, dude, wow, dude. So I believe, man, he reached out to the sister of the female that posted it, that committed suicide, that knew his old lady had problems that he was with before she committed suicide or whatever. She was a psychopath. They say that she posted all that stuff via his Facebook account, but you got things to this day. Why wasn't it removed? And he's explained to me that he slipped the crack, just slipped through the crack. He missed it, tried removing it, skipped over a couple and missed it. So I mean, sometimes either you take your man's word for something, man, or you hold a grudge. You know what I mean? It's everybody's different in life. I feel like.
So why can't we all just get along?
Yeah. Why can't everybody just get along, man? I know he was a super mark, man, super fan, super mark, dude. Created a lot of chaos. He's a heckler, dude. But man, dude, like Mississippi Money Mark. You remember you ever hearing that name? The Mississippi Money Mark. He was a fan on the coast for so long. He was a heckler in the crowds, man, always ramping the shows up, bringing obscene signs like Bunker, or Baker, whatever anybody knows him by, bringing obscene signs, getting told you can't have that sign here, stuff like that.
I actually think he had a sign one time that said "Gold Dust." His dad or something, but he got kicked out of DCW for that one, and it was Gold Dust, his dad. So
yeah,
but yeah, all right, let's come up with somebody else. Let's go ahead and go with Vladimir Koloff. What's your thoughts on the talents of Vladimir Koloff?
Man, I think he's phenomenal, man. I think he's really, really progressed in this business very well. You know, sometimes, I like to follow, and I like to have a mindset of thinking, why ain't he been on a bigger screen yet, kind of thing. What's that next factor for him? What's he need? Is there anything that any promoter or anybody can do that's going to get him to that next screen or whatever? You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. Remember to like this video. I don't care if you like it or not. Hit that like button. It helps me. Next up, one of my favorites, Murdo Brown.
Murdo, man, I'll forever, man. I watched your podcast with Murdo, man. I seen it. He's a Shannon Henderson guy, man. I'm a Murdo Brown guy, man. Boom, boom, boom.
Y'all just get a room.
Right
Get a
there, man.
room. Get a
Murdo
room.
knows what boom, boom, boom means.
I
And
bet he does. I bet he does know what it means. It probably means it probably
inside
means
joke,
something
man.
like this right here.
Oh, man.
Boom, boom, boom. Right? That was
Yeah.
I can't help it.
But Murdo, man, he's phenomenal, dude. He was trained by professional wrestlers. Tyler Breeze, Sean Spears, over at Flatbacks Academy. He was properly trained by them. Broke in, and then
we got a flatbacks.
Then he came down here, man, and he swept and mopped the whole venue. Like the whole venue was swept, cleaned up, mopped, and then by the end of it, he was walking up to me and introducing himself and wondering how he would get onto a future event, kind of thing. And I kind of just explained to him, I'd like to see your work. I train with a couple different guys, and we work out on certain days, particular days. And I'd like to get you over one day and see what you do in the ring. And he got in, and he knew the basics for dang sure, man. And he grew psychology as he's progressed in this business. He's really think he's getting the gist of it, man.
Let me ask you this: you remember the phone call that you made to me and said, "Hey, what do you think about managing Murdo Brown?"
Whenever I called you, whenever I got you to manage Murdo Brown, what did you think of that?
I mean, at first, and I told Murdo this too. I'm like, "The hell's Murdo Brown?" I'm like, "Yeah, I knew who Murdo was. Don't take that the wrong way." But I was like, and then it was like, you put the glove on, and it was a perfect fit.
That's right.
And after that, we ran Murdo. Like, what I really respected the most about Murdo was that night that we joined. I came out, I helped him with Breslin that night in Loosedale. And the next morning, first thing I saw on Facebook was, him holding the Gulf Coast Championship and saying "brilliance," and I was just like, "He's sold. Let's do it."
Yeah, we gotta send some thanks out to you and Murdo on that one, man.
Yeah, Murdo's great. Murdo Brown sucks eggs. Joey Boozer, I would say you sucked eggs, but I gotta tell you, man, you're family. When I first started my podcast many moons ago, and first started attending shows, the first person that I met on the road and sat and had a beer and talked with was Joey Boozer, who's just a great friend. And even though he can't stand me in the ring or whatever, but Joey's a great guy, and our prayers are with you, brother. And and we love you to death, man. But it's Diddy time. Hey, Sling Pep, what's going on with the Diddy trial? Because I know you're watching it. What's going on with the Diddy trial? Anything new? Has Cassie come up there and testified yet? We love you too, man.
Love you too, brother.
Let's see. Because have you kept up with the Diddy trial? I know that you had a lot of baby oil at one time. I just didn't know what you was using it for.
I don't know nothing about it. I heard something about Diddy got in some trouble, but that was about it. I really haven't kept up with it too much.
So Cassie did testify today, man. That's what's going to put the nail in his coffin is Cassie.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knew way too much. Like when you're doing these freak outs, because I was listening to something the other day. Booza's a good dude. Man, stop sucking up to him, Stephen Dixon. That's what you're doing. Booza slapped Dixon in the face. I got one from Retro Man. Oh, well, I love you, Brandon. I love you, Crystal Marson. You just don't know how much. And I can't wait till I see you again. Because I'm going to give you a big hug, even though you try to run from me. I'm going to give you a big hug because I've missed you and been out. All right, Retro Maniac, one of my favorite people in the world. I love this guy. This guy's great. I have a question for Shannon. You ever paid the money you owed those people he had a sign in their yard calling you out, bro, by name?
Man, you know, that picture, the first time I seen that picture was probably like 7, 8 years ago. And damn sure enough, it just started recently surfacing again. And no, man, I obviously probably haven't.
Tell me about your theory with Sissy running. Oh my God, I gotta hear this. Hey, hold on. Are you talking about the documentary on Netflix?
Trey told me he was gonna get on here, and he was gonna diddy it up, and he was gonna make something happen.
Retro said it's a running joke.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Did you see the Woodstock '99 documentary on Netflix or the one on Max?
Dude, man, Diddy, man. Dude was running a whole Diddy party out there, wasn't he?
Man, look, I remember watching that stuff on, I didn't watch it. I didn't buy it. But I remember when it was on pay-per-view back in 99. I was 16 years old, and I'm like, I asked my mom what Woodstock was, and she says, you don't want to know. Well, I definitely didn't after watching that documentary.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Yeah,
man, that documentary was something, dude. What a coincidence. Diddy pops up in a lot of pictures with a lot of different higher profile talent, you know, performers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A Diddy party. It's going. You know, I got something coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got?
I got the Breeding Show coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We was gonna have Ben Wood. He can't make it tomorrow night. We're gonna pull him to next Thursday. But we're gonna have the Hosey Bros. What's your thoughts on the Hosey Bros tomorrow night?
Oh man, they're great. Really great, dude. I brought them in to Lucedale, Mississippi one time, and they tore the house down, man.
You're only 35? Shit, get the hell out of here. 35? You got to be joking. Like, what are they putting in the water in Louisiana and Alabama? You're 27 and look 50. I'm not even going to go there with you, Retro. How old you look? But I will say this. I do want to bring up something. I want to bring up something that happened to Lucedale. As a matter of fact, the Hosey Bros were there that night.
Yeah.
What about that manager? Not me, because I think this is the same night that I joined Murdo Brown. Was the night that Morrison Craft was at AWF. Now, I remember. I'm sorry, man. That was what was your thoughts? Who was the better manager that night?
Definitely you by far, man. You know, Morrison Croft, you know, one line you never cross with getting heat, man, is to a special needs mark or fan, you know, to call them the hard R, you know, and it's just like that was what happened to Morrison Croft that night.
I remember, and see, you can't call them the R because they're not ours.
No.
I mean, that's deep woods, inbred Alabama woods stuff. But here's the thing, man. Not only did he cross the line there, but you've been talking about marks, money marks, and all kinds of marks. That was letting a mark in your locker room.
Yeah, man. I let a mark in the locker room, man. I did.
Well, you let a few in there, but
Yeah,
MT2 was in
There's
there.
been a few through the AWF locker room. Not too many though, man. You
That's
know,
swamp water.
I tend to like for fans to pay for tickets.
And that's what you said that about Diego. He needed to buy a ticket, right?
You said it. I might have said it. I might have said it first, but you repeated it.
Retro Maniac wants you to define a mark.
Yeah, I mean, man, I guess that's kind of old school lingo. You know,
Well, thank you,
I
Trey
guess,
Reed. I take that as a compliment and
yeah,
appreciate the kind words.
yeah. So I mean, that's my bad on that. You know, some fans don't
Well,
like to
no.
be
He
termed as
didn't
marks.
ask you to say I'm sorry. He asked you to define it. Now, did you? I know
Yeah.
you didn't get past the third grade, but defining and
Yeah.
apologizing
Define a
is two
mark,
different
man.
things.
I would say a mark is you got that mark that you're a fan. You know, like you're marked. You know, I don't really know how to put it into layman's terms. You know,
I'll put it into layman's terms. You want me to?
yeah.
See, that's all right. This is the difference between a third grade education
And
and
a
11th.
college graduate, huh?
Oh, no, I didn't make it to college.
Oh,
I made it past 11th grade. That was about it. But
okay.
anyway, joking. A mark is this, and this is the way it's been spun. I mean, you look at it. That's the money. That's where the
Yeah,
money comes in. That's how you get paid.
yeah,
That's a mark.
yeah,
Okay. Once you bring them in, you're taking money out of your pocket when you bring them into the business.
yeah. When you take them in and you start giving them leadway and start letting them do different things in the business, I'm
gonna shut up in a minute.
you tend to start losing money.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mark is a intended demographic.
Golly, how did you read that? Do you have an interpreter over there or something?
Yeah. You good.
Hunter Hendricks is
can
on
drink.
here. Hunter
Huh?
Hendricks. CPET's not a mark. Now,
No.
Hunter, I don't agree that you're a mark either, but CPET's not a mark. CPET is great.
Yeah.
Now, Hunter, you're great too, though. But you are Mark.
Yeah, so I mean, but you know, some fans like to be called fans. Some fans, I mean, don't particularly like to be called a mark. I've ran across that being a promoter.
I know.
You
I
know,
saw it. Diego was pissed when you called him Mark.
yeah.
He was. Oh, Trey Reed. Hey, we're on 13 likes here. Somebody give me one more like to get me off of 13. What about the smarks? Are they considered smarks? Well, there's a lot of people that think they're smarks, but they're really not. But anyway, answer that, Shannon.
Your booking and your psychology can really do wonders.
Sippy, you ain't got to want to be one. You are a mark. You ain't got to be one. You ain't got to be a wannabe. You are a mark, son. You're Mark in capital letters. I'm sorry, but you are. Because
You know, man, I think you're a great man, Sippy.
a great Mark. He's drinking that Jim Jones Kool-Aid right now over there at MCW.
Yeah, man. Sippy
Now you talk about somebody that didn't get out of kindergarten.
Yeah, Sippy, man. He
Sippy,
looks like
he
he's
didn't get out of kindergarten.
putting some time into wrestling, man. Like looks like he really wants to do a little more with it or something, huh?
Well, I mean, if he wanted to do more with it, he'd find a more level platform to land on. But Sippy, man, don't even get me started on you, Sippy. Hold on, someone has to be a mark, so others can't be.
You go.
That's true. There you go. That is why you are King Mark. Just there you are. You're King Mark. I'm scared to ask about me then, dude. I've got nothing but great things to say about you, Retro. I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
man.
something.
I've only seen nothing but great things. You know,
What
I
is
follow all the Louisiana wrestling scene too. You know, it's just what promoters do. So it's just
what flavor dip you got, Shannon? You look like a
yeah, it's
wintergreen
wintergreen,
fella.
man. Wintergreen to the core.
Look at that.
Yeah, putting over
Sippy is one of the only
Copenhagen.
marks I actually like. Wes Warren, you don't like nobody.
Man, you
Sip,
know, I don't.
Sippy's taking one for the team. Well, he sure is that. I am the mark. Yes, you are.
There you go. Hey, you might have to fight Tommy Wetgen. Tommy Wetgen versus Sippy Sports, bro. That's a match worth booking.
Yeah, hey, it is. I mean, maybe we could make it Viagra on a pole match.
Oh
Because they're
man.
probably both at that age where they need Viagra.
Oh man.
I'm goaded.
We'll have White Shoes ref it.
Is he still alive? Huh? Oh, let's start promoting it. I'll sponsor. Hey, there you go. We
Okay.
already got a sponsor. Let's get AWF's coming back next week. Look at this. I think I'm hitting 225 this weekend. What are you playing? Baseball or something? You hit 225 up. Hey, let me know when you hit up but no, that's right. You got to pass school. Zippy with a first round KO.
Yeah, I'd say so, man.
Yeah, I would.
I'd
I'd
say
give
so.
Zippy that one. It'd probably be a first. Because oh, big rumor going around. Now we're fixing to break some walls down. Because if you're on here right now, you're not going to want to leave. You're going to want. Oh shit! I don't know if we need to talk that, bro. But I got a question. 225 and Homer. I know what you meant, Sippy. I'm not a simpleton. I knew what you meant. I was joking. See, there you go. All right. So I got a question to ask. I heard a rumor about a year or so ago, maybe two. I don't know how long it's been. That a certain worm nailed Wet Jen's woman.
What happened?
A certain worm nailed Wet Jen's woman. And
Oh man. I heard that. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, I
but
did.
that's hard to believe that something would be that desperate
Yeah, that's the same thing I
to
thought,
sleep
man.
with something with no teeth.
Yeah, something I thought also.
Wes, hard to be friends with. I've been trying to for two. You don't want to be friends with Wes Warren? Oh man, I like to know about rumors. So you heard the rumor, right?
Yeah, yeah, no doubt,
Come on
no
now,
doubt.
you look, Shannon.
Yeah,
All right, we're off the air. Nobody's watching. You can go ahead and tell me. You ain't got to be doing all this. Yes, sir. I heard the rumor. Come on, open up, man. Let that shit. You ain't had enough beers to open up yet. Come on. You
who
got to
told? I can't even remember
loosen
who
up a
told me
little
that.
bit. Was she awake? Hold on. Was she? I doubt it. I mean, but here's my thing: is that's what I'm
Dude,
saying.
of
I
all
don't see who would
people,
be that desperate.
that told me that shit, you'd be like, dude,
You have to
you
watch this.
let the mark tell you, dude, and all that. Like, dude, Alex Baker. I mean, how would Alex Baker know this shit? I don't know. You know,
Oh, I know how he knows it.
because probably he's probably Walter's buddy. You
Yep.
know.
Oh, we know he's Walter's buddy. No, look, like
We're all
really,
there, right?
like come on now, Shannon, grow some cojones, like Vincent Mann,
Yeah.
and spit the truth out because you heard it.
Of what?
You heard about Walter and Tommy, the whole situation.
Oh yeah, and then the them sleeping together situation. What you talking about, Walter and Tommy?
Yeah.
Like they were dang. Yeah, they swung back and forth and old ladies and swapping all kind of different ways, man. They're probably just trying something they watched on the internet, dude. You know, Tommy's midlife crisis or something, dudes. You know,
Yeah,
had to scratch that one off the bucket list, and you know they were just trying something new, man. You know, it didn't feel good, probably.
all right, by house. We don't know, you know, but here's the thing, man. Like, you know, what? I just turned into Jerry Springer, Howard Stern, and all that. But hold on, Sippy. Are you serious? Wait, hold on, Sippy. Now I know you're Mark, and you're over there drinking the Kool-Aid. But go ahead and tell me, what was your thoughts of Walter?
Yeah, man, dude, I love somebody else's thoughts that,
What
like,
the myth? Just thought.
Man, dude, that dude.
This is all hearsay. It is, but it's hey.
Yeah, that's just what I heard.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just hearsay.
Just
We didn't say this was facts.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
we need evidence. Hey, call Diddy's lawyer.
Yeah, I absolutely do not want the evidence. I'm good with what I've heard. If there is any evidence, I don't got to see it. If there's not, I still ain't got to see it.
Well, what's your thoughts on Walter? Because I know you didn't get introduced to Walter until, you know, recently, just pretty recently. If Tommy will come on, I'll bring Tommy. Tommy, if you're watching, come on. Let's defend this. Let's talk about this and have fun with it.
Yeah, man. Clear it up.
I mean, everybody's welcome on this podcast. Now, I don't know how you're going to get treated when you come on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely not. You know,
but you can come on.
Yeah, no facts there.
Oh, no, we're not claiming facts. This is entertainment purposes.
Like, I heard it from a damn Mark, though, you know, so it was like, I was kind of.
Now, what Mark did you hear it from? Sippy shows?
No, the back when the Alex Baker dude ring announced my one or two shows he did, he told me about it back then. And I was just kind of like, what?
Oh, dude? He must have been on it too. Must have been like a threesome or something.
Yeah, that's what I didn't even know how
he's probably got the evidence. He's probably
that was just what I heard, man. I heard that, yeah.
He's probably got the evidence. He probably is the evidence.
What is it?
I said, Alex Bunker Baker. He must have been there. He must be the evidence. Your eyes is glazed over a little bit. Was you washing your mouth out because you're just trying to wash out that night?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Never spoken to him in person. He definitely looks like my neighbors here in the trailer park whose trailer blew up. Now, he looks, man, I'm going to pull it up if I can find it. But he looks like Mad TV guy, Alfred Newman.
Yeah.
Let me see. Shannon, say something real quick while I look this up.
Testing. 1, 2.
Testing. I mean, talk about something. Bring up some history or something.
Bring up some history, man. What about?
Man, you can't even spell history, and you're sitting here trying to. Let me go ahead. I got this. This. All right, Sippy. I don't know him enough to say anything. I know him enough.
You seen what he booked? You seen what he's capable of? I mean,
yeah, you did. Let me pull this up and see if I can get this. Yeah, here it is. All right, Sippy. This is who Walter looks like.
Yeah, yep, there he is. Mad all the time.
But from rumors, you know, that's Walter right there on the screen. But anyway, That's no joke.
Man, dude.
Hold on, let's talk about the greats, Ethan and Travis.
You
Who's
probably
Ethan?
don't nobody know Ethan and Travis, man.
I like old Shannon. Yeah, of course you do. You like anybody you can kiss ass on.
What? I ain't got nothing. What I got down for somebody to kiss my ass for? I ain't got nothing.
Well, we know you ain't got no ass. We see, and you ain't got no balls either. So we've seen that too. I mean, you kind of struggled on some of that. Hold on, Sippy. He promoted me a lot on his WoW page.
Oh, they talk about Walter.
What the? I'm gonna give you a little tidbit. Only a few people know this. You know what he told me a long time ago? This one right here told me a long time ago. He told me that on his page, I don't want to give it no publicity.
Yeah.
But on his page, he said if it wasn't for that, Ray Fury and Vladimir Karpov wouldn't be as over as they are today.
What? Dude, that's freaking.
That ain't hearsay.
Dude.
That ain't hearsay, by the way.
Bro, that dude, man, he's got to smoke some crack, dude.
Crack? No. It's stronger than crack.
Dude, got to.
Ethan and Travis are out of the game. Leave them be.
Oh, man, I forgot. Sing Pet would know. But, yeah, they out the game, man. You know, Ethan, he does door dashing now. He door dashes people food, their groceries and stuff to them in the local stores right here in Mobile. And Travis, he's in recovery. Like he's changed his life around. He's sober now, stuff like that. He's good to go.
Hell yeah, man! That's always good to hear. Well, I guess we're gonna start rounding it up. Oh, that's wild. No, I mean that's the truth. I mean, he honestly thinks he gives so much to the wrestling community. Here's the problem: you don't have to be told how good you are. You don't have to be told what you've done for the wrestling business. You let others tell you, and I hadn't been told anything, so I guess I hadn't done much. But you know, Walter just thinks he's God's gift to wrestling, and he's really not. But
yeah, man, dude doesn't know jack about the wrestling business, man, and anybody who gives him a platform to A, wrestle, B, promote, C, manage, or D, all of the above, then man, what are you promoting for, dude? What are you booking? What do you own this company for? If you got to let a man like this take your card over and take your stuff over, man.
Look, you know what's crazy about that? Hey, brilliant one. Hey, Humpty Dumpty, how are you doing? But no, hey Sam, great guy. You know, he does a little bit of that myth too. But anyway, but you know, you put Walter as a booker.
That's terrible, man. That's a terrible judgment call.
It really is. It's just bad, but you know, we have mentioned Walter for the last time on the show.
Yeah,
for the night anyway. But we're still going to bring up the Tommy situation.
Gimmick Scene Incorporated.
What's that?
You know, GSI. That was back to where what they were doing. My dad and John Heidenreich. They used to film videos, dude, shooting on like whoever their opponents would be, like Tommy Wildfire Rich or Brutus the Barber Beefcake that weekend, or whoever they was going up against, man. They were always cutting these nasty ass promos on them, man.
Sippy Show ain't been paying attention, has he?
No, man. Sippy, our next show, man, it isn't planned out as of right this minute. But I got a kid on the way, you know, stuff like that. I'm trying to get life prioritized, man, and whenever I get life straight, then we'll be back on the road again before too long.
if you're so happy that I'm back, why haven't you come to a show then? Why are you going and playing? You know, the big boys are out there playing, and you're in there with the little girls playing. So come to the big boy show. You know,
Right.
that's all I got to say. You know, when I say big boy show, it's where the crowd's at.
Yeah.
Hold on, Josh Jekyll and Hyde. Between life and tornado, Shannon been busy.
Yeah, man. That's my guy there, man. Josh Hyde, man. The ref.
Yeah, I know that jacked up referee. Yeah, it turned into a monster. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Dude, he is a monster, though, huh?
You know, I was looking, and the first person I noticed at that first MCW show on that second row right there was him. And then I saw you. And then once you turned and looked at the camera, you broke the camera. I was just like, yep. Glad to hear. What you glad to hear? Sippy, you should already know that. You ain't glad to hear nothing. If you're happy he's back, give him a subscribe and come on to the show. Yeah, Sippy, I'm going to throw it out there. Now I'm booked next week. But maybe we can work something out in a couple of weeks and get you on the show, Sippy. I got some questions to ask you. Now, I know you're going to be like your boss, Mr. Topher Grace over there, and come on the show. You know, he took a hell of a beating. What did you think? Did you watch that interview? I don't hate nothing, Sippy. I don't hate nothing. I dislike things. I don't hate nothing.
I don't. That's what, right, man. You can't hate the product, man. You can just hate what the product's giving you. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
what's the nothing? Did you watch all right, Shannon, did you watch Chris Topher come on MCW?
Yeah.
Well, my problem with MCW is eliminated as of now.
Yeah, it's eliminated, man. You know, now
you have a problem.
You know, maybe the booking can probably step up. You know, it definitely stepped up. Soon as Walter left, dude, it was immediately from here to here.
You know, did you notice something? More people showed up when they found out Walter wasn't there.
I'm telling you, man.
You know, how many more promotions is it going to take to figure? I don't know why I keep bringing up his name. He's living rent-free in my head.
It's got to be like a ultimate black band ball, dude. I mean, it's like black ball band, whatever the hell. I just rephrased that up all kind of backwards.
As you said earlier to SingPet, nobody is officially blackballed from AWF.
Yeah, because I'm the booker, I'm the promoter, I'm the owner.
So Walter's got an out to come back
my wife, me, myself, I, and my wife are the 4 partners of AWF. And
so Walter's got a shot to come back.
No.
Well, you said nobody blackballed now.
I'll find me the money mark tonight, and I'll book a show, and Walter will take the booking.
I ain't hating on you for going to a local show.
No,
come on, Sippy, get your panties out of a wad and be a man. I'm just yanking on your drawers, you know. Well, that's the only show I ever see you go to.
Well, Sippy's been to AWF a time or two.
I'm talking. AWF hadn't run since MCW started.
Yeah, that's right.
Sit back and relax, son. I'm messing with him, and he's getting all worked up. All right. Don't be Walter, Sippy, and get your panties in the wad. Now, calm down. We all know that Southern Miss ain't ever going to win nothing, so just calm down. AWF presents the Brilliant One versus the Worm. Man, he wouldn't show up if
man.
You could pay that man $100,000, and I got better things to do.
No, he knows what he's walking into, brother.
He'd be walking into a bus. All right. Now I'm gonna pat myself on the shoulder here real quick. Gulf States, TWA, Takeover Wrestling Alliance. That's in Louisiana. So you're telling me that Pascagoula is local to Louisiana, when it's on the other side of Mississippi. It's more like Pascagoula is more in Alabama than it is local to you. Got to be dedicated with us, Jeffries. We sensitive. And Jeffries starting to seem like he's a little sensitive. Louisiana shows have been killing it. We have seen them. They have been killing it, no doubt. You got a lot of great promotions in Louisiana for sure.
No doubt.
Brilliant one lasted longer than the Worm would have in the Rumble. Well, yeah. I mean, I won the Rumble. What are you talking about? I'm the GCW Mississippi champion. I'm literally invited, Hoss. It's a bar. Look at him defending himself. He's getting defensive. Does that not sound like a defensive poster? Some people you just can't pull jokes on. Just, look, the reason that I don't like MCW is because they're not going to book me. But anyway, Shannon. All right, we got just a few more minutes and we're going to have to get out of here. But Sippy, if you can come up with a good question, we'll do it. Sam Whittington, why don't you come up with a good question too? And then Retro, if you're still on, give us a good question and then we're going to close the show out. Retro's here. The whole Gulf Coast is blessed with talented indies. It's strong right now. We're really in a golden era of independent wrestling right now. A lot of big crowds, a lot of good stuff. They champion sucks. Yeah, several of them do. I got a question for Sippy. Now, if Sippy's on here, I'm gonna twist his panties again. I do want to say about Mississippi and Louisiana independent shows, they need to book more Suge White. I agree. Suge's a legend, man. Have you seen Suge, Shannon?
I've seen a couple of clips of him, man. He seems pretty legit, man.
Look, this dude ain't just legit. He's like legit.
Yeah.
Suge's great. And Suge's going to be coming on the podcast very soon. He said we got to get a real star on. I thought you being a star, but I guess you're just a mark. You're not a star.
Yeah, all I am, dude. I'm Mark. So, I know money, Mark.
So we'll have to get Suge in here. All right, Andrew's got one. The GC is swimming in talent, except for singing. Well, that's true. I'm going to just say this. All right, if you look at it, this is what I was wanting to ask Sippy. I guess he got mad. He gone. F Suge. Look at Murdo. F Suge. Murdo, Brown, Donatello, head ass. Man, look at him. Call my boy a Ninja Turtle. Man, I bet your ass is an early bird chest boy. Look at Suge. Suge's finna get thug on him. Mark. Sing Pet, Fear Suge. Here's my question for Shannon. What's your personal goals as a promoter that you have not reached yet, but you're ambitious to achieve? Well, I'll go ahead and answer that one. He is, itching and ambitious to achieve 75 people in the crowd and, put on, a consistent show. Answer, Shannon. I'm just joking.
Man, just provide great quality entertainment for the wrestling Gulf Coast, man. For the fans of the coast, whatever you guys want, I hope to succeed to provide that for you.
What's your dream match on our card?
I already said that dream match in there, man, with HBK and Shawn Michaels and Vladimir Koloff.
With your iPad. Go, Sing Pet. Sing Pet smells like stale spaghetti. Man, stale spaghetti sucks. Murdo sucks times 2, Becca Chambers says. I need to get a couple more likes here. Yum, yum. All right. Shannon, man, would you be in the first mark on the show? Thank you for coming.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, man. Anytime, man. I'd like to come on again, man. We could get into more detailed stories or whatever, man.
Oh, whoa. Would love to see more 60-minute Ironman matches. Man, you can't throw 60-minute Ironman matches out there so like candy, Jarrett. But it just it would ruin it. But what's your thoughts on the 60-minute Ironman match?
Yeah, man, you definitely can't use them as frequent. You overuse them, and that's pretty much just exceeds the purpose.
Sippy, you never answered my question, man. I gotta get Sippy's question. I want to know what Sippy's thoughts. Come on, I want you to type this out, Sippy. What's your thoughts on your Mississippi champion, the star, Flex Cannon?
Yeah, man. My Flex Cannon story, man. I'm sure nobody really cares for it, but it is what it is. I'll put it out for your next couple minutes here. Man, Flex Cannon actually declined a booking from me because I offered him said pay, and it wasn't enough for Flex Cannon, and he declined the booking and said, I owe him money from past events. And I'm like, do what, dude? Dude, your work isn't even worth a red cent, much less all the rest of the red cents to come up with $25. Dude, like,
did you know that I offered MCW? I offered to pay for Suge White to come in and take on Flex Cannon in a no holds barred match,
and Flex Cannon probably declined it.
Well, it wasn't Flex Cannon that I asked. I asked Chris, and he stuttered on the podcast. But then when we got off, he didn't answer it in either. So, let's see here. Flex Cannon has his nipples pierced. See, look, he knows this too. See, how does he know all this stuff? Like, we talked about this. He knew about Walter and them. Man, I think he woo! Kind of in the way. Who's kind of in the way, Sippy? Flex Cannon, or is he the great?
He's kind of in the way for someone else to pick the title up that's worthy of it. Let's rephrase my third grade education. Let me rephrase that. He's kind of in the way for someone who deserves it.
I'm not a Baron fan. Who the hell is Baron? His own booker knew I'd kill Flex. Yeah, he did. Because I literally said, I said it live on there. I'll pay for the match. I will come out of pocket with no return on my investment to see this match.
Yeah.
And he would not accept
Flex can hold up, man, with a
hold on. If I'd have been challenged, if you'd have come to me and you, Shannon, would have said, Brandon, I'll pay for Suge White to come there and take on Flex Cannon. I say Flex Cannon's my guy. Okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing?
You taking the match.
Come on in,
Come
baby.
on in, brother. Pay for
Free
it.
money. Hold on. Need Kelly Clark. Yes, you do. You need a lot of things, but Kelly Clark is great. Have you ever seen Kelly Clark?
Yeah, man. I've watched a little bit of his work. Yep. He's pretty good.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, because he wrestled, I've never seen him wrestle, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on in your world, but I haven't seen Kelly in over a year. Kelly's great. Man, I saw Kelly 2 weeks ago in Conahata, Mississippi. He was on the show with me. Kelly's doing great. Kelly's one of those great talents. I enjoy watching him tear it up. But Shannon, man, thanks for coming on. Hope
thanks,
you enjoyed it. Anytime you get ready, you're more than welcome. And we'll see you later.
See you later, man.